Good morning. Today we are talking about live video, and I am super excited to have you here today because this is a topic that not only transcends your ability to and your desire to want to do live video, it actually can transpire into all areas of your business. So it's definitely something that's been on my mind. Mindset's been on my mind, and definitely something I want to chat about today. So I'm super excited that you're here. And if you already are here, thank you so much for being here already. Let me know in the comments that you're here, and let's get started. Okay, cool. So let me know if you're here. Comment below. Let me know that you're here. If you can imagine, I actually was at once scared to be on video. And to be honest, I'm going to say this once, and I want you to know this is a real thing right now because I'm checking my settings. I had some technical issues right before I logged in, and I'm actually checking my settings to make sure that you can hear me okay. And it looks like you can because everything is set up correctly. So we're going to keep going. Hey, Allie, thanks so much for being here. It's so good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Oh my God, I can't believe it's 2 days away. I was thinking, no, should I do a Facebook Live? Should I not? Because I usually do it on Tuesdays. But you know what? I'm here. And this is fun. And this is what I like to do. So, of course, I'm going to do it. So I want to talk. This is really cool that you're here, Allie, actually, because I'm going to talk about my time in my past career and how that it now correlates to what I'm doing right now. Oh, my mom's here. Yay, mom's here. Super excited. Yay, so fun. So if you can imagine, at one point, not so far in the past, I was actually scared to go on live video. I was scared to go on stage. I would get that nervous, heavy feeling, and the butterflies and all the scary things happen. And I would not want to go on stage and speak. Hey, Linda, thanks for being here. Yeah, you can hear me. Yes, the challenges that somehow come with live video, but you know what? That's the fun of it. The fun of it is, being excited and sharing your knowledge. And then, every once in a while something happens, and that's okay. It's not going to be perfect. And we'll talk more about that in a second. Hey, Katie, thanks so much for being here. It's so good to see everyone, all my friends. So this is actually kind of a different turn that I'm going to take that I normally don't talk about. This is my show usually on Tuesdays is Coaches Go Social, as most of you know, and I usually have a guest. And today I don't have a guest. It's all me with you together, and this is going to be really fun. So I hope that you get a lot out of it because I'm going to be sharing my story and the progression that I've had in my entrepreneurial journey over the last 6 years. And I'm hoping this helps you because, I think that I've learned a lot from learning or, hearing the stories of other entrepreneurs that have had success in the past. And I think it's really helpful to learn about the journeys of other entrepreneurs as well. Yes, Linda, it is a real thing. The fear of video is a real thing. Totally. So what we're going to talk about today is how we can avoid that fear in our journey in entrepreneurship. Not how do we avoid it necessarily, but how can we get around it, get past it, go through it, however we need to do that to be able to get to that next step in the direction that we're going. Thank you. Hey, Nancy, thanks so much for being here. I'm so happy you can be here too. I wish I could catch your show more often, Nancy, because I know that you are on the East Coast and you do your shows a lot earlier than I'm usually awake. So I'm glad that you can join me here. And afterwards, speaking of which, now that you're all here, afterwards, I would love to have you all gather with me in a Facebook Messenger chat so we'd actually see each other's faces, actually, real life faces in almost person, as opposed to me just talking to you on my video. So we're going to have a good chat. We can follow up and talk more afterwards if you want to hang out after the show around 10 o'clock. So yes, time zones is a thing, but the thing, that's one thing that it's a challenge, but at the same time, isn't it cool how we can all get together in all these new virtual tools and new things? It's so much fun. And I see it as such an advantage that we have now to be in this crazy pandemic, but at the same time, have these tools available to us that can bring us together at the same time. So, like I said, this is about conquering our mindset and really being clear about what we want and going for it. And unfortunately, sometimes, I've experienced this, and this is why I can talk a lot about this too, is that I have let fear, something that's, scared me, I've let get into my mind, that has stopped me from my progress moving forward. And like I said, with speaking on stage or speaking on camera, I used to be, fearful of that, and telling myself stories in my head of why I shouldn't or couldn't or can't, or whatever the case may be. But then what happened was, and this is why you see me on camera talking like a normal person, because this is what I do now, is I just decided that I did not want to be fearful anymore. Now, that in itself sounds like, oh my gosh, okay, all I need to do is decide. That sounds so simple. Like, I could totally just decide that I don't want to be scared of this, and decide that I want to do that. But then what's my next step, right? So yes, I love that you're here, Nancy, so much. Everyone, if you're here, make sure to comment and let me know that you're here, and add any insights or aha moments that you have going through this, because this is a different topic than I usually talk about. This is, definitely talk about marketing, and talk about, a little bit about Facebook Live today. Especially, about the mindset that we get wrapped up in that doesn't allow us to move forward in our entrepreneur journey. And I'm super, super passionate about that, as I've been an entrepreneur for about 6 years now. And it's definitely a journey. And it's definitely the biggest, in my opinion, the biggest journey in personal development that you can possibly go through. And that's the exciting part, right? Because there are so many things you can do to learn about yourself and learn how you can, build this business, but also how you can get in alignment with it and be, focused to reach your goals. Unfortunately, there's times that you find that you might not be able to get past those things to be able to reach your goals. And so at that point, we have the choice to make. We can say, okay, I'm gonna lower my goals. I'm gonna kind of move backwards and say, maybe I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not going to push myself that far in my comfort zone, or I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to push my fear aside. I'm going to tell those negative thoughts and self-talk tracks in my head aside, and I'm going to just go for it. And that's what I'm hoping that you take away from this today, is the little boost of confidence that'll help you push past that, and this realization that you're not alone in this journey, for sure, because there is a lot of entrepreneurs deal with these kinds of negative emotions and negative things that hold them back. And I, as my friends here, as my people, I don't want you to deal with that. I don't want you to have to go through that too. So we're going to talk about a little bit more about that. And if you have questions along the way, please feel free to add them in the comments. I love having this conversation. I love that you're all here today too. This is so fun. Yes, Nancy, decision things split from the story we believe. Exactly. Conquer your mindset makes you feel so powerful. I love that. We can conquer our mindset. You know what I'm thinking too? I've done a lot of digging into in mindset, like how to help people really realize like their power and how they can, go to that next step in their business and their goals. And, a lot of it's mostly mindset, but we don't think about it that way, right? You don't think about like, oh gosh, this is, I need to change my mindset, or I need to have this perspective shift. Like, we don't process it that way internally. At least I never thought of it that way. But the things that I've done over time have helped me shift my mindset to be able to keep moving forward and being resourceful and pulling things together that allow me to move forward into that next step. And so whether you think it's your mindset or your power or whatever the case may be, whatever you call it, which I would love to know what you refer to that as, is your ability to keep moving forward. That is something that, that will allow you to be successful in your entrepreneur journey. And that is what's allowed me to keep going. Of course, entrepreneurship, this is what I truly believe, is if you're on a journey, you started your business with a skill. A lot of times that skill, you think you're going to start a business and do that 100% of the time. News for you, you're not, because there is a lot of things to do with business that don't actually directly relate to what you do that are necessary to keep a business going, i.e. marketing, sales, customer service, all, PR, depending on what, you do. There's all sorts of things that are outside of your spectrum of knowledge that you did not get into the entrepreneurship journey to do. And that is the challenge, right? Because not only, you're starting this business because you're so excited and you have this thing that you're doing that's so awesome. By the way, if you're here watching, I know that you are, make sure that you add into the comments here what you do and see if there's maybe a connection opportunity among us here. I love when that happens. So you started your business to do this thing, and not only did you realize, like, I have to do this thing, I got to do all these other things to make it successful and to make it happen. So that is why I believe mindset is so, so important, because obviously you have a business because you have a specific skill set and that's very valuable that people want. Then now you got to figure out how to do all these other things to bring people into your business. And that is where the mindset comes in. To me, that is the most important thing if you think about it, and you can tell me what your opinion is on this, but your mindset, like the percentage between like how much skills you have versus how much mindset that you need to have to be an entrepreneur, I really think it's not so much 50-50. I think it's skewed more towards you need to have the mindset, because you have the skill. For sure you have the skill, and that is what's going to take you as far as you can go. But the mindset to be able to push yourself to keep going is what is necessary to be successful as an entrepreneur, and however you define success. And that is why I'm going to be talking a lot more about mindset and a lot more about, maybe things that we don't think are mindset that are in regards to business and marketing. I'm super, super passionate about helping people in this journey. And what I've, come to realize too, and if you've heard this before, let me know. My story is that I spent 14 years with Verizon in a lot of different roles. Mostly the majority of that was in leadership and leading different particular teams in customer service and in sales and in retail. And I actually did a lot. I felt like sometimes my job was, just listening and like perspective shifting, of course. That was, leading all these people. Yes, we did teach them skills. And Allie, hopefully you can, you're here and you're can account for that. And too, she was on my team for a little while, a long time ago, but she was. And, there's skills that you teach, and there's perspective shifting and coaching and motivation. And that was the part of the job that I really, really loved, leading people. And now I have this unique opportunity to be able to shift that skill set that I have and move it over to the entrepreneurship journey that I help. Now, specifically, of course, you know me, that I'm super passionate about Facebook Live and how it can help your business, and you can attract ideal clients and build strategic partnerships. And it really elevates your ability to be seen on Facebook. If you're posting, content on Facebook over and over and over again, like that helps. It's good to stay top of mind whenever possible, but things are shifting. And especially as we are virtually shifting into this new world, Facebook Live, to allow you to connect with your ideal clients on this platform that so many of us have our ideal clients that they're hanging out, they're sometimes doing business, but they're an audience that you can pull from to find your ideal clients. And that's, I love Facebook for that. I love Facebook for connecting. I love Facebook for business. And it's just something that I'm super, super passionate about. Oh, Allie says, I taught her a great deal about compromising with the customer. That's cool. Thanks, Allie, for sharing that. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I just have that. And that's where this is coming from, to kind of give you a background of why is Amy talking about like motivation and mindset and stuff all of a sudden? Like, that's because that is what I've done. And, when I first started my business and going from blogging to realize I didn't really like blogging, to then going to marketing and social media and loving that part of it. To me, it's all about the people. Like I love people. I love helping people. I love helping them, be successful and realizing their strengths and being able to be reaching their goals however they can. And that's how I'm finally figuring this out, that this is how both of my worlds collide. I mean, I spent a good part of my adult years at Verizon in that company in a bunch of different roles, like I said. And this is just my opportunity to show you how what I've done in the past and how it applies to now. So talking more about mindset, This is really super cool. And this is actually, I want to start with a quote from my friend Stephanie Liu, which a lot of you know. She is just a live streaming guru and just an incredible, and an NLP guru, Linda Ray. She's going to be going through her training too very soon. She just has so much knowledge to offer. And when I interviewed her on my show back in June, she said a quote that just stuck with me for so long. And now I've got to give her credit for this. And if you want to go back to watch her replay, it's the best thing ever. Yes, Linda, Stephanie is so awesome. I'm so excited that you get to go through her training too. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I'm going to be there with you. I'm going to go through the NLP, neuro-linguistic programming training that Stephanie is going to have as an assistant to her next class, because I was in her previous class. It's going to be so cool. I love all this stuff. But her quote, she said, so, how we were talking about how to get over your fear of being on live video, or just, being in video in general, or having a challenge in your business that makes you have some kind of like fear that you don't want to move past. How do you get past that fear? And you know what she said? I love this quote. This is something to write down. Get a pen and paper and write this down if you haven't already. What if you were to make your decisions based on confidence instead of fear? Right? Like, what? What if we were to shift our perspective instead of feeling like, oh, I can't do that. Like, what if something happens? What if, like, oh gosh, like all these things go through our heads, right? Like, what if we shifted that instead of what I can't do that and I'm afraid of doing that, or what if this happens and this downward spiral? What if we were to shift that to confidence, to I am going to do this because I know I can and because I have the confidence to do it, and you move forward. What a perspective shift, right? Yes, Linda, she knows, she does live streaming too, has evaporated the wall of self-consciousness. That is so true. Like, it does. It forces you to make you just forget about everything else and focus on actually just being you, being completely you. Like, think about if you go to, like a networking event. You're going to a networking event and you're like, I like to talk to everybody, but you have that, whatever your persona is that you go through, the process of meeting people and talking to people. What if you just do that on live video? What if you were to just get up in front of the camera and start talking just like you would any other time that you talk to another person in person? Like, I'm going to tell you, it's a little different. It is different, but what's stopping you? What is stopping you? Is it because you're afraid of what? And this is the thing too. The difference, yes, between mindset and mind, S-H-I-T. I won't say it. That's funny. But yes, it's so true. Let me put this comment up here so you can see it. So there is different things that come up for you. And when I'm talking to a lot of people through my courses coming up, there's fear, and it's different fear. Like, it's not just like, I'm afraid of being on camera. It's like, I'm afraid of the technology. I'm afraid of like, what tools do I use? And what if I press the wrong button? And what if, I don't do it right and something happens? And, like, that is what you have to like, actually just like push away, like whatever direction you want, push it away. Because if you really believe, and this is of course what I believe, so not everyone's going to believe this, but if you really believe that you can connect with your ideal clients, build strategic partnerships with attract your ideal clients. Let me start over. Build strategic partnerships and elevate yourself as an expert in your field by using live video, by leveraging this free tool that we have to be able to connect with our ideal clients during a time that we do not have the ability to meet in person right now. Like, this is the best time possible to be able to have this tool to use to our advantage for our business. Then you got to just get past your fear. And that is the thing. So first I want you to do is identify if this is you, if you want to do live video, or if you're already doing it, if you want to make, want to be consistent with your video, or you want to try to figure out a way to make it profitable, which, by the way, I have my course. I'll tell you about that later. You have to figure out a way to get past those fears. But first, you need to identify what the fear is. What are you afraid of? Is it, let's not give it a name. Let's just identify it to begin with, so to figure out what that is. Because once you identify it, then you can start going, oh, okay, well, now I'm gonna fix this. This is something, now I know what it is. I'm going to do this, and this to fix it. Because if you don't know what it actually is, so maybe you do, maybe you don't, you're not going to be able to fix it. It's just like if you don't have a goal, you're not going to be able to reach the goal unless you know what the goal is. So whether it be the technology, or you feel like you're going to stumble over your words, which if you've noticed already, I've done it a couple of times, and I just keep going because that's what happens. Like, I stumble over my words in real life, like talking to people in general, like normally. Nobody's perfect. And that's just who I am. So that's going to happen. If it happens to you in real life, it's going to happen to you in video. So just realize that too. It's all the same. It's just a different place. And you're the same person, the same awesome person. You're just in a different place. So over here, Linda, let's look at Linda's comment. I used to not be able to watch or listen to myself on recording. Since doing more live and pre-recorded video, I can watch myself now and I can see myself better to learn. How incredible does that feel, Linda? Like, that is so awesome. I used to be the same way too. And this comes true when you have to edit your own videos. So I created my course, I'm creating my videos, and I'm going to do some editing and stuff. In order to be able to do that, I have to be able to see myself and listen to myself and see all of the things. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to point out all the things. You're like, oh, I don't like this, and I don't like that, and I don't like this. Okay, that is where you need to stop, and you need to push those negative self-talk that's aside, because that's what's going to stop you. And let me talk more about that positive self-talk too. Allie's asking a really good question. Hey, Patty, thanks for being here. How do you build an audience? My fear is making all these plans and no one shows up. Really good point. That is, building an audience takes time. Okay, this wasn't built overnight. This happened over the course of time. And the important thing that happens when you're building an audience is being consistent. Being consistent to show up when you say you're going to, on a regular basis, that people can plan for, to be there in advance, and providing valuable information that people want to listen to and that want to learn from you. And it's all about having consistency and having a plan, and, like I said, value, and building that value into your strategy. So, again, going back to the, being fearful, it's when you're going to stop yourself from being, saying, what if, and it happens all the time. What if you do it and you are really successful? Like, what if you do it and it's awesome? You're not going to know that unless you take that step past fear and you go for it. And it gives me goosebumps just thinking about that. Like, Allie, you totally, I would love to see you build an audience. You have so many awesome skill sets, and you have such awesome talent to be able to share with the world. And building an audience on social media, or in the online world in general, it's so important right now, because people want to connect with other people, and they want to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. I'm sure you've heard that before, but you're being on video and building this audience is something that's going to give the people something to connect to get to know you, and to really bring them into your world. And that is, it takes consistency, it takes time, and it takes a strategy. And that's, again, what I do in my course, which I'll talk about at the end. So really good question, Allie. If you have more questions, please let me know. I hate it, Linda. I hate it beyond video. I'm just much more relaxed about it now after doing it. And that's another thing too, is the more consistent you are and the more you practice, the better and the more comfortable you're going to feel and you're going to get over time. So it's not something you can just go like, oh, I'm going to just do this video and then everything will be fine. No. You've got to have over time consistency to practice. I mean, you weren't, you didn't start out being like super, knowing everything that you did at Verizon right away, right? It took time to be able to learn that skill set, to get better and better and better and better. So just think about it that way. Think about other situations in your life. I know that you've all had situations in your life where you've been successful at something that you worked hard at. Think about that. Think about that's, that once you put that time in and that work into it, you're going to be successful. Apply that to other different parts of your business that you have to work on that you didn't plan on working on. Patty's asking a question about live video. Is it true that 2/3 of the viewers watch on replay? The specific number, that's a good question. Somewhere between like 50 and 60%. That's why I love live video, and I love having as many people on as I can live, of course. But that's not always going to be able to happen with people that, don't have their, their scheduling and things, that they're not always going to be able to watch live. So being able to track your numbers and be able to see like how many people come back and watch the replay, it's a good number to know. And that's going to be different for everybody, but I'd say on average it's somewhere between like 50 and 60%. So, you have your total number of views for your videos, half of them are going to show up live, and then half of them are going to be there later. But what's so awesome about Facebook Live and how I've integrated into my strategy is that all of my videos go onto my website and that are embedded into my website along with a blog. So someone could go watch the replay there. They can see the video if they want to watch the replay, or they can just read the content, not all of it, just kind of a summary of it, and they can see it there. So that is a way to repurpose it. Of course, if you're doing live video all the time, you don't want it to just be there live and it disappears. There's so much value there that you want to continue that trend. So really good question, Patty. Hopefully I answered that for you. Yes, more people see the replay, but once you start promoting and you're being consistent, they will come for sure. Definitely. Exactly. Oh, Patty, good. That's a good analogy, Patty. Allie asked about what if nobody shows up, and it's the same thing. What if you have a live event? What if you have like a real live, like in-person event? Like if we can really even remember what those are like it's the same thing, having that same experience of like, what if I have a live event and no one shows up? What if I do a live video and nobody shows up? What if they did show up? What if you had like so many people and you had to like close the doors because the house is packed? Like that's where I want you to put your mindset and flip that into a way of going from being fearful of what if something bad happens to it is going to be so good. This is what's going to happen. So good. Yes, repurposing is Google juice. That's so true. Always have a way to repurpose your videos for sure. So I've talked a lot about mindset. It's already 10 o'clock and I can't believe we went on this long. Guys, asked so many great questions. I want to wrap up by saying that if you are considering live video, and you could be on, I see like three areas of the spectrum. If you haven't started doing live video and you want to just start, or you go from, okay, I've started, I kind of know how, but I want to get consistent. I want to have a strategy. Okay, that's perfect. That's great. Now, what if you've done live streaming for a little while and now you want to have like a profitable strategy? Awesome. All those three things are covered in my course, Capitalize with Live, that is going to be launching on December 7th. Until then, I actually have an application process that you can go to. You can apply to be one of my initial course launch participants, and you can go through the process at a significantly discounted rate from the price that it's going to be after the course is launched. So this is an opportunity to get in at a lower price, but also with the expectation you're going to give me feedback and you're going to tell me all the things that need to be improved so that I can make it even better for the next launch. So thank you so much everyone for being here. So good, such a good conversation. Mindset is so powerful, and whether we call it mindset or not is something I'm going to be talking a lot more about, mindset and marketing, on this show the last Tuesday of each month, along with my Coaches Go Social shows. You'll see those as well. So if you're interested, I'll put the link in the comments here below about so how you can look at the application for my course. The applications are due on Wednesday, a week from today, December 2nd. It's coming up quick. And then I'll announce who is going to be in the group on the 4th. And then we start the week of the 7th. So it's going to be super awesome. So again, do you need to learn how to start doing live video? Do you just need to be able to figure out how to do it to start? That's awesome. We're going to cover that. Do you kind of have an idea of how to start, or you have started and you need to be more consistent? Create a strategy, create that consistency that's going to keep people coming back, like you said, Allie, to build an audience. We cover that. And then the last section is about making it profitable. So creating strategies that allow you to attract your ideal clients, to build strategic partnerships, and to really elevate you as an expert in your field. That's what we're going to do. So this is a big course, and it's 12 weeks long. And the commitment is that you show up every week and that you're there to learn and give feedback. It's going to be so awesome. I'm going to put the link in the comments below, and definitely want you to ask me any questions that you have. And we're going to talking all about the mind. The mindset is going to be all the way through, because like we said, when we're talking about all of the different things that we're dealing with when it comes to business, there's new tools, there's new strategies, there's some outreach involved. There's all these things that are they're going to come up. These things are going to come up for you. They're going to be like, oh, wait, I don't know if I should do this, or what about this? And what if that happens? We're going to talk through every single step of the way, because you can, like I said, from the skill that you started with, that you are so blessed to have, to know that you've started a business from this skill, and then being able to turn that skill into a business. You've got to have the mindset to keep pushing forward, to do the things that you want to do to make your business grow. And that is going to be completely covered in my course, and I'm super, super, super excited. So if you have even a slight interest in what it's all about, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to have you. Mindset is key, Patty. Absolutely. Mindset is key. And that is a lot of what we're going to be talking about. So thank you so much for being here. I'm going to put right now, I will put it so I don't forget, capitalizesocialmedia.com/CWL, capitalize with live. That is the name of the course. There's the application. There's a landing page. You can learn all about all the steps and all the things that we're going to talk about there. So feel free to do that there. And then what I also wanted to do, because you're all still here and I want to hang out with you and actually see your beautiful faces, I want to jump into a messenger chat room and be able to see all y'all. So I'm going to create a room as we speak, because this is what I want to do to be able to see you. I'm going to put this link in the bottom of the chat here. So go ahead and hop in, and then we'll see each other in face to face. Like, this is, being able to connect face to face is just vital, in my opinion, right now, to be able to see everybody, see your faces, and really connect with you, since that's really all we have right now. So Linda is not showered. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Linda says, I wish I had a course like this when I first started our video marketing and live streaming. Yes. Well, the course came from the fact that I've been doing this for a little while already, and I want to just be able to help more people, like more at the same time. And that's where this is going to be super valuable. So I'm going to put this link right here, Facebook Messenger chat. Join the conversation, and I'm gonna hop over there right now. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to see your faces over in the messenger chat. Let's go. I'll see y'all next month. Next month, my guests are going to be talking about goal setting, and of course, coming up with the last month of 2020 and into 2021, we're going to be talking about how to set those goals and more mindset around goals. So I can't wait to see you there. Have a great Thanksgiving and a great